Hello world, how's it going? I'm Andy and welcome to my digital diary. At the beginning of this year, I started college to study software engineering, and you can't hire someone to practice for you. So I decided to create this channel as a way to push myself further and truly practice by building cool projects. In my first year, the focus is on the front end, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, subjects I really enjoy. So I asked ChatGPT for 30 beginner projects ideas, and today I'll be making a digital clock. Before starting to code, my goal is to recreate this digital clock exactly as it here. A gradient background with a smooth transition, a central clock display showing hours, minutes, and seconds in a bold large font, a PM/AM indicator on the right side of the time, a toggle switch to switch between 12 hours and 24 hours formats, the current date displayed clearly below the clock, and a rounded card container with subtle shadow to make it stand out from the background. First, let's create a new folder and open it in Visual Studio Code. Inside, we will make an index.html file, a CSS folder with a file named styles.css, and a JS folder with a file named script.js. Here's a quick tip. Open the index, type an exclamation mark, then press enter. This instantly generates the basic HTML structure for us. Now let's link our HTML file with the CSS and JavaScript files so we can build the structure, or as I like to call it, the bones of our project. I open my code in the browsers using Live Server extension, so basically everything I do in the editor will automatically show up here in the browser. Let's start with the HTML. We have a main container that holds the title, the digital time, the date, and the toggle switch. I will explain the key elements. So this span shows the hour, the minutes, the seconds, and the columns. This div shows AM or PM in 12-hour mode, and this one shows the current day and date. And this is our toggle switch, an input checkbox plus a knob where checked equal to 12-hour mode and unchecked 24-hour mode. Now let's dial our clock. I will not explain everything in the CSS, I will just point out something that I think it is more important. So I set colors using CSS variables at the top so they're easy to change later. And I did an animation using keyframe called blink, so it makes the column between hours, minutes, and seconds blink every second. Each blink cycle lasts 1 second, it repeats forever, and instead of smooth fading, it jumps instantly between visible and invisible, perfect for a blink effect. Finally, let's make the clock work with JavaScript step-by-step explanation. In JavaScript, we need to grab the HTML elements so we can update them every second. So here, I'm storing each element in a variable so we can easily update their text later. Mode L is for our toggle button. Now, I want the clock to remember if the user prefers 12-hour or 24-hour format. For that, I'm using local storage. If there's already a saved preference, it loaded. If not, I default to 24-hour mode. Then I update the checkbox state based on that preference. This is our main function, update time. It gets the current time using new date. If we're in 12-hour mode, I add AM or PM and adjust hours so they go from 1 to 12 instead of 0 to 23. Then I update the text content of our HTML elements with the current values. I also call another function to set the date. The function fixTime just makes sure that if we have a single digital number like 5, it shows as 05. This keeps the clock looking nice and constant. Here I'm using two locale data string to display the date in a nice format. For example, Friday, August 15, 2025. I also make sure the first letter is uppercase just in case. Now, this part is a little trick. I want the clock to tick exactly when a real second changes, not in a random intervals. So first, I update the time, get the current millisecond, and then wait just enough so the next tick happens exactly as the next second. After that, set interval, keep it running every 1000 milliseconds. Whenever the user clicks the toggle button, I update the use of our variable, save it to local storage, and refresh the time on the screen. Finally, I call align and start to kick things off and keep our clock running. And that's it, guys, our little project is done. Now, don't let this short video fool you. It wasn't easy at all. I had to wrestle with some CSS details and wrap my head around the JavaScript logic. At first, I was totally confused with this whole local storage thing, but hey, that's normal, right? Learning takes time. What looks simple now actually took me hours to figure it out. So yeah, if you spot something I did wrong or know a smarter way to do it, drop a comment and let me know. I love to hear it. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Go the little every day and I'll see you in the next one.